You are back with comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. So we went out to Cabramatta today in Sydney. It used to be the heroin capital of Sydney. Besides King's Cross, it's the Vietnamese area. So obviously back in the day, they were getting the heroin from fucking Vietnam and bringing it to Cabramatta. And that's where all the junkies were. And all the fucking Vietnamese restaurants in Cabramatta were just pretty much a front for heroin dealing. Now, fucking ironically enough, Pho is the heroin, and the heroin would be less of a business than Pho. There's actually a good Australian movie with Cate Blanchett. It's called Little Fish. Cate Blanchett is a fucking recovering heroin addict from Cabramatta. Hugo Weaving's in it as well, and Sam Neill. It's a fucking good movie. And it's good soundtrack too. They play fucking Flame Trees in it, but it's sung by, I don't know, like a fucking children's choir or something. We share some history, this town and I. It's a Cold Chisel song, Flame Trees. It's one of my favorites, but good movie. Little Fish. Watch it. Another good Australian movie. I've forgotten about that. But we went out to Cabramatta today because I was like, fuck. Let's just fucking drive somewhere that's not somewhere we've been before. I'm fucking sick of going to the same fucking places all the time. Sydney's fucking dead, by the way. Last night we dropped the kids off at my dad's place and me and my wife went out on a little date to a restaurant and we're walking around like Paddington, King's Cross, Potts Point sort of area. All the most like happening fucking places in Sydney, well, they used to be. And like 9:30 at night, it's just dead. It's fucking dead as a doornail. There's no vibe in the air at all. It's crazy because I used to live in King's Cross and it used to be pretty much buzzing all the time. Now it's full fucking dead. It's depressingly dead. Everywhere seems to be. Although I was speaking to a comedian who runs some shows the other week, and he was telling me that the areas that used to be good when I used to live here are no longer good anymore because, for one, the people that live there, who bought there years ago, who were young when I was here, are now old, and they don't leave the house, they don't come to shows, they don't do fuck all. So all around that Paddington sort of area is kind of just old rich cunts now. And the other point he was trying to make is all the young, vibrant fucking culture is outside those areas because no one can fucking afford to live there anymore. So everyone's gone a little bit west. That's his theory anyway. He reckons the demographics of Sydney have changed, which makes fucking sense. This fucking place is becoming like so fucking expensive. I don't know how young cunts do it because we were talking about it when my wife first moved to Australia. She was living behind a curtain in the hallway of a fucking place in the city. Like literally it was worse than my trundle behind the fucking couch in my brother's place. It was just a shitty little mattress and a fucking temporary curtain against the wall, just blocking off the rectangle of the fucking mattress. And she was paying $120 a week for the whole mattress. But that was like 2010. So prices were pretty expensive back then. But when I first moved to Sydney, me and my mate Morgan, we were living in a 2-bedroom place in Rose Bay. I think it was like $375 a week. Then Morgan moved out and Shawnee moved in. And we kept that place for a few years and the rent went up maybe like once or twice, like $10 here and there. So we were only paying like $100 and let's say $200 a week each to live in Bondi basically. And we were earning nothing and we were partying every fucking night. I don't know where the fuck the money was coming from. But you could still do it back then. You could still be virtually unemployed or 100% unemployed and still live in a good area and still party pretty hard. I don't know what the fuck the young kids are doing now. I need to go out and speak to the younger generation because I have no fucking idea what they're up to. one of the listeners of the pod, I'm not going to say her name, I'm going to protect her name, but she was telling me, she's a teacher, and she was telling me that she showed her students the Patreon video of me saying just try. And if you're on the Patreon, you know what I'm talking about. And at the end of that video, I call myself a faggot. My 15-year-old self, I call myself a faggot. And I said to her, I was like, how the fuck did you show that to your students? I said faggot at the end. And she's like, the kids are like, miss, it's 2023. No one says faggot anymore. I'm like, well, what the fuck do you call someone if you want to fucking abuse them or bully them? How do you bully people now? What slurs do you use? Faggot was perfect for every occasion. Autistic, retarded, spectrumy. I don't fucking know. I need to speak to the fucking youngsters. I don't know what that next generation are even up to. But anyway, fucking let's go way back to Cabramatta. And I'd never been there before. I can't remember ever being there before. And it was just nice. It's a fucking cool, it's a bustling area. It's all Asian. It's like 100% Asian. I think I saw 2 whiteys. It's just all what looks like Vietnamese or Chinese, whatever. And walking around there and the drive there and back, it was just nice being somewhere where I don't have like any memories. You know what I mean? Like the rest of Sydney, I just have memories everywhere. I'm like, we're going to... It's fucking annoying. Melbourne, everywhere I go in Melbourne, there's some memory somewhere or something. Every street almost has a fucking memory. That's annoying too. It's nice just to go somewhere fucking fresh and have a fucking 10 out of 10 fucking fur. It was so fucking good. What was it called? It was called Fur 54. Just some little fucking dodgy hole in the wall type place. It was delish. I reckon I could live out that way. Just fucking blend in with the Asians. It feels like you're in fucking Ho Chi Minh City or some shit. You just get left alone. Don't join the fucking drug trade and you'll be fine. I don't know what the crime's like out there anymore, but fucking no one's hassling me out there. Go watch Little Fish. You'll get a feel for it. I'm going to watch it as well. We share some history, this town and I. Anyway, that'll do for today. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you the fuck later.